Well, top of the morning to ya, ah? Dropped out of college, cause my knowledge is elsewhere. I put my soul in the game. The team captain, the maverick, rapper, cadavers, a plastic, I'm laughing at average rappers, an American. Put a ring on the finger and I married it. Grew up here, no longer scared of it. Reminiscing, this kind of embarrassing. My world's always shut, I am a water pong, and you'll become a warning. You should be the team bat boy, you're as fake as a tabloid. Elvis and bad boys, rapping, they get a blast to grab the dance mask. I'm a little bastard, master of dog calls. My team stack is stacked, the matter of fact, I'm casting the black magic spell on you. Rise and shine before the rest of the world. Only one gets the bar. Prime time to rock, grind the bird. Only one gets the bar. You can't polish your dirt with a dead bird in a factory. My rhymes are earth-shattering. Cursing at the sun, but only for fun. They're coming to yo, cause I'm the chosen one. Down on my door in the trenches. Time to add another plate to the bench press. Add another decimal, crank the decibels. I'm the greatest of all time if you want to get technical. Tasting battery to get the party popping. Turn up the bass and break dance the coffins. Darker than heaven door with the battery ram. Stomping on the floor with the big pads in the hand. Understand, you're gonna taste my Adidas. Can fight like a man, not the 9mm. Cause I will stop the hand, but the amateur. I'm in the straight jacket in a bad way. For the rest of the world. Only one gets the bar. Prime time to rock, grind the bird. Only one gets the bar. Let's take advantage of this opportunity. Fuck unity. Let's take advantage of the situation. Let's take advantage of this opportunity. Fuck unity. Let's take advantage of the situation. Sticky situation.
Hey, Ritual Madness Podcast, episode 123. Hanging out tonight, Friday night. Let me see here. What is it? February 19th, something like that. Do me a favor, check out ritualmadnesspodcast.com. On the right side, you can connect with us on a multitude of links, iTunes and Stitcher, both podcast applications. Stitcher works for both platforms as far as I know. It's one of my favorite applications for catching all the podcasts, things like that. Social media, you can catch us on Facebook, Ritual Madness Podcast on Facebook, Ritual Madness MN on Twitter, Ritual Madness Podcast on Instagram. And please do me a favor and download the Listen to My Radio app. That's LISTEN, the number 2, My Radio, and search Ritual Madness Podcast in the search bar. Bookmark it. Save that shit. You can listen to the radio station 24/7, 365, all kinds of local and national music playing constantly, punk rock, metal, rap, some comedy, all kinds of stuff. If you shop Amazon, do me a favor. This is a huge thing, folks. I know you've heard me say it a million times over and over and over again. If you shop Amazon, click the Amazon link on our front page. Scroll down on the right side. Click that link. Bookmark it as your own. Every time you buy something from that link, it just gives us a little kickback on directing traffic over there. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps out keep the podcast going and everything like that. I think in the last year, I think I made like $100 or some shit. So it's not all that much, but anything helps out. So please do that. Right below that, there's a little donation link. If you feel generous, please donate directly to us. It goes right to our PayPal. And we'll use it for keeping the lights on in this place. If you are a musician or have friends that are musicians and you want to get your stuff played on the podcast or the radio station, submit that shit. ritualmadnesspodcast@gmail.com. That's ritualmadnesspodcast@gmail.com. Last week we did episode 122 with my buddies Gooch and Stark, and we were hanging out in the studio here, just playing a lot of local music. And I think I'm going to do one of those once a month of just local music. So if you are in the Twin Cities, or actually, you know what, in the 5-state surrounding area, I will definitely, promote the shit and play the shit. You got shows coming up, send it to me, ritualmadnesspodcast@gmail.com. Send me some MP3s. I'll throw them up on the podcast or on the radio station in the local playlist and all that other good shit. So it'll constantly play. So it'll be a good time. You do that for sure. Also, ritualmadnesspodcast.com. I got a couple different links up there. I got the event calendar, which links over to nydm5src.com. We have all kinds of shows that cover the 5-state area all color coded on a nice, pretty little calendar. Compliments of Logos Iron Paw. She is the showcase with her husband Ogar on 122. Just put that one up on Facebook and on the podcast website and everything like that. So go check it out. Like I said, we are into episode 123, hanging out with MC Rentz. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic.
Doing good?
Doing fantastic.
All right, man. All right.
Never better.
Good to have you here, man. It's so weird that a buddy of mine, Jeremy, hit me up. When I first started the podcast, we talked about, I wanted to have a bunch of different styles of music on here, not just metal. And, my mainstay is metal. I love metal, grew up on metal, but I grew up on R&B. I grew up on all kinds of old school shit. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to have, as many rhymers, anything that I could possibly get on here to come and, support the local scene and stuff like that. And Jeremy told me about you, handed me a card for the Bloody Boombox. Now, what is that a company that you run? Is that something that you do? How's that?
At this point, I tried the label thing, but at this point, it's just a collective of artists that we're all trying to do the same thing. Just create.
So it's a bunch of different cats doing.
Yeah, it's all hardcore hip hop,
Sure. So you guys make beats for each other and just.
I make pretty much all the production. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Some of the guys get some outside production, but
sure,
my beats are available to everybody. So
awesome, man. Yeah. So he hits me up and he hands me this card. I bet you I have it in one of my drawers over here, dude. But it's so crazy. And then Nathan Block, Sword Lord, came on here. Totally different aspects of. I mean, both Jeremy and Nathan, they're both into metal. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But Jeremy threw me off because he's like, yeah, man, you know this cat? And he hands me your card. And I'm like, no, man. So I started kind of looking into your stuff and all that. And then Nate says, hey, I got a friend who have you ever heard of MC Rentz? And I was like, no. And then I started putting it together. And he's like, here, man, you know what? He gave me a CD. Why don't I give you the CD? If you like it, you can hit him up and see if he wants to come and do a podcast. So I actually grabbed the CD. I spun it a couple times. I put it on the station. And then I was like, "Fuck it, man! I'm gonna hit you up, see what we could do." So I'm glad that you're able to make it, man.
That's awesome.
So how did you get started? Let me start with this. What were you listening to as a kid? What's your mainstay? Because I know when you handed me your playlist, you were like, not a lot of rap on there.
Nah, not a whole lot. Born in 81, so around I'd say 86, 87, just got into the metal scene. And,
sure.
Loved everything since then.
Yeah.
Or not since then, but the whole 80s up until, 90, 91.
Sure.
And that's when I started getting into hip-hop with the Cypress Hill and the Snoops and the Dre's and the Ice Cubes and all them. Then ever since then, it's been hip-hop, so.
Right.
Once I heard Dre's beats, I had to get a drum machine and a 4-track and started doing that shit.
What was your first drum machine?
Alesis SR-16.
Nice. Went for the good shit.
But yeah.
My
old man's a drummer and musician, so he knew he'd push me in the right direction.
Right. That's really cool. So, speaking of your pops and stuff, what were your folks listening to? If he was a drummer, he had to have a great selection of music laying around when you were a kid, huh?
Oh yeah, you name it, vinyl, cassettes, and he had everything. He loved also rock, funk, R&B,
right?
A lot of obscure shit, and I mean. When I was 11 or 12, he was building a didgeridoos out of agave plants. And
oh, nice. So
it was a lot of world, like just everything.
Right.
But yeah, I just kept at the hip hop.
Yeah. So what were you gravitating to as a kid? I mean, were you was it just pure rock and roll and metal and stuff? I mean, what was your dad playing? What was he spinning? A lot of old school rock or what?
Yeah, man, everything.
Yeah.
Like I said, Eric Johnson, a lot of Frank Zappa.
Damn.
But I always liked the 70s shit. Like,
sure.
I don't know. There's something about the 70s music that even more so than him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So then the hip hop, you caught the hip hop bug in the 80s, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Just the beats, or I mean, what really pulled you in? What was it? Was it lyrically? Was it just all the way around? Or
mainly
what?
the beats and a little bit of the culture, and I was the only white guy, the only guy rapping in my school at the time. So.
Sure. What school did you go to?
St. Francis.
Oh, right on, man. Yeah. That's out there a little ways. Yeah, man.
Obviously the only one.
Right. So what did the folks around you think about that stuff, man? You know, because I know when I was in high school, everybody liked it and they looked up to it. Like if you were able to do it, they liked it, but they were like, "Oh, that dude's a winger." You know what I mean? Like they tried to.
I heard that.
You know,
honestly, a lot of my shit was I took the beats and the production serious, but I'd rap about Beavis and Butthead stuff like farts and chodes and boobs and yeah, it was ridiculous until I found my niche. And
sure. So. Yeah, man, that's what
I had fun with it, but I really took it serious. That's all I ever did was make beats on the drum machine.
Right. Yeah, man. So I mean, consuming you musically, I know I've been in bands since the late '80s, so I know what it takes to you always got to fuck with it. You know, always got to be doing something to at least get any good at it. You know what I'm saying? So so what like were you consumed with it as a kid? I mean, once you started going, were you just?
I was really into sports too.
Yeah.
So when I wasn't going to school and playing baseball, I was in my room making beats.
Yeah.
And listening to music, and music's always been a huge part of my life. So
hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. It's fucking a nice outlet, man. You know. There's nothing like
nothing like it. Yep.
No, man. There's nothing like it. Getting up there and just fucking, letting it fly. You know.
Yep. There'll be moments you're like, what? You're like collapsing internally, and you're like, what am I going to do with my life? And you'll just hear a nice song and be like, oh damn, you just all goes away. It's better than drugs.
You know what I find so crazy is that the correlation between marijuana and music. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'll listen to one song and I won't be high. You know what I'm saying? And I'll catch a buzz, smoke a little weed, and fucking my ears open wide, and it's like I'll totally be lost in a groove, man.
On the mood for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I mean, there's been times where you get racked into just like it's too intense. You're like, fuck, man, I got to change
Depends
something.
on what drugs you're fucking with.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. I've had some experiences with all of them.
Oh
yeah, absolutely, man. So what? As far as what? How many discs do you have? I know the one that I have is the early worm gets the bird.
Legitimate actual releases. I think it's like 6 or 7 solo albums.
Right.
Over the last 10, 12 years. Before that, it was just, tapes I'd whip together and sell at school and whatnot. And
sure.
Yeah, pushing 10. I had a few side projects, a few groups here and there, but
sure.
God, including all that stuff, probably 20 plus at this point. With
wow, nice,
compilations
man.
And being the producer for all that, I don't know.
Now, how many shows would you say in a year do you do? I mean, do you get out there and play a lot of shows, or?
This last year hasn't been so much, but before that, it was 2-3 times a week at least if I wasn't touring,
Sure.
Small Midwest tours and stuff here and there, but
now who are some of the other rappers in town that you kind of hang out with? Who are the people that you do shows with?
Man, obviously my BBX guys, Bloody Boomboxes, Mike Shank, Fat C, Capacity, John the Treason. I'm probably forgetting some at this point, but
you'll come back to them. It always happens.
At this point, I've taken a step back. I'm kind of working right now. I'm doing the 9 to 5 to catch up on my funds and get back on my feet. But so it's kind of in limbo, Bloody Boombox as a whole. But I mean, they're still my friends. They're still my brothers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, no matter what, even though you're working, you come home from work and you're throwing down beats or what?
I got 3 kids.
Oh man,
not a whole lot of that. If I have any energy at all, couple times a week I'll get in there once the kids are in bed, and if the old lady's mad at me or something, I'll go down and get some studio time in. But I try to dedicate at least a couple hour block weekly or bi-weekly, or I go mad.
I feel you, man. I fucking feel you. I'll Friday nights is my night. I come here and I record. I hang out with whoever, have a few drinks or whatever, But I've got to put the time in all week, Like I'll come here, I'll do some embroidery, I'll fuck around, I'll be working on studio shit, and then I gotta rub feet or something before
it's tough. Doing anything that you love with that much passion, I mean, it consumes you. Right.
Now, I mean, when we were younger, man, it's just kind of one of those things where you can't just be gone for 3-4 days or couple days a week. It's tough, man, especially when you got kids. When we were younger, I would be gone. I would practice every day of the week. I didn't give a shit.
And hours and hours and hours. I would just sit there.
Headphones,
headphones and
head sores.
Yep.
Ears just sore as shit, huh?
Oh man.
What kind of setup are you running now? Like when you're
Pro Tools, typical, just like a 6 to 8 input board, nothing major.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of in transition with where I'm living. So once I get a new house, I'll build a new studio and get it cooking again.
Yeah, when you said when you got here, you're in a townhome just like me, dude.
Yeah.
There's no room for any of this shit.
2-bedroom townhome with 3 kids.
Dude. Yeah. That's no fun at all, man. And you grow out of that shit so fast, man. It's ridiculous.
It is.
How long you been there?
Just about a year. Our lease is up in a couple months, and we'll be gone. So.
We've been at our townhome, 2-bedroom townhome for 10 years, 11 years.
Nice.
We're ready to move. I mean, my wife goes through shit like nobody's business, man. That don't fit, it's gone. That doesn't work, it's out of here. Yeah, dude. Tote boxes and shit in the garage, dude. Bikes hanging up. There's toys got to be put away.
That's where my studio is, so it's like
in the garage,
surrounded by tote boxes and storage and shit that the old lady doesn't want around.
Dude, I end up. I always ask her when I've got something sitting on the counter or something. You just want me to put it in the garage with everything else? Yeah. You know what I mean? Fuck you. Yeah.
Well, I'll come in there a couple times a week and there'll be a whole new pile of shit. Like, I'm like, I tried to stress it. It's a creative space, but you just learn to block it out.
Good luck with that, right? Man, I know how that goes. So what are some of the rap groups that you I mean, the list that you gave me, you said you were kind of going through some of your old stuff and picking songs from some of the older stuff that you were kind of picking up and moving and doing whatever. Yep. What are some of the stuff? What's some of the bands that you listen to on a daily basis? What are some of the things that you listen to?
Led Zeppelin. That's when every time I shower, turn on Led Zeppelin, Pandora. Led Zeppelin, Doors, Pink Floyd. That when I drive a delivery truck all day, so I'm pretty much just rocking KQRS. I mean, it's all classic rock.
Right.
Yeah. But if some of the newer, I like Action Bronson. I like Apathy, Self-Titled. A lot of the East Coast shit, where they still got the boom bap beeps. But yeah, I'm not a fan of a lot of the new hip hop I'm hearing on the radio.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I hear something, but I won't talk shit about it because I respect the next generation. But
right. They're getting that money too, man. Oh, yeah. Fucking A, man. That's what's crazy about it. They're just making cash hand over fist right now, dude.
I can't touch that though.
Dude, it bothers me. It bothers me that they bastardize it, man. Just like anything, like rock and roll right now. You listen to Led Zeppelin, you listen to all that other stuff. They don't fucking make music like that anymore.
No,
you know what I mean?
I just said that today at work. Like they just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you tried, you can't. Because I mean, not just the recording gear, but I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just the world's evolving, and naturally artists and humans are, and you can't. I don't know, that's why that classic shit's so valuable. And so
well, you know what was crazy about that is that it was the very beginning of radio, and I mean, that was the pinnacle of it. You know what I mean? Like these record labels, they would come out with stuff, and the A&R reps, they would go there and they would, they'd feed them with dope, and they'd give them these records and go like, come on, play these things, right?
Yep.
But now it's force fed, man. You know what I'm saying? You're force fed this shit, this poppy garbage that is like these same beats over and over. I mean, I like Uptown Funk, but if I try to tell my daughter, because she played it over and over and over again, and I'm listening to it, and I'm listening to the groove behind it, and I go, that's fucking Morris Day in the Time,
it's
dude.
Prince.
Yeah, dude.
To a T. And
yeah.
I'd say that to the old lady. She's like, oh, you just can't enjoy music. I'm like, no, I can't enjoy it when it's
a blatant ripoff. Yeah,
rip-off.
dude.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely, man. And you listen to that old stuff, the old rock and roll, and I think about it. Now, Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes said something to me about, or not to me, but in an interview about Black Crowes when they first came out, that they hit this wavelength where it was like it matched all the like old school rock and roll, where it was just a wave that they kind of rode. And you listen to that music, and really at that particular time, when it was all grunge and it was all this other shit, they really did stand out with that rock and roll style, and they really kind of tried to match that old school style, and it's not happening anymore, man. It's just not,
Wolf Mother, kind of. I just saw a video there this morning. Like, ironically, MTV's playing videos again, and
that's what I heard, man.
I've been peeping them every morning when I'm getting the kids ready. They'll be watching and dancing with me, and they play a little bit of everything. But they played a Wolf Mother song, and I'm like, it's not bad, It's
right.
That's about as good as it gets.
Now, was their music in your house all the time when you were a kid?
What's that, Led Zeppelin?
No, just music in general. Was there always music or something playing when you came home? Or
All the time.
Yeah. My mom always had a fucking radio going, records playing, something, you know. I come home sometimes and there's nothing. Like on the weekends, I try to force my kids and my wife and everybody, like I'll just put it on. And if they, I don't want to hear that, then I'll just keep trying to switch it till they, and then they'll start dancing, you know, like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
It's crucial.
Yeah, absolutely,
man. The age of the iPod, kids, that's as close as they're going to get to our good old days. Is good music. You can't go wrong with that.
I had my daughter, my 9-year-old daughter, listening to some Prince the other day, and I was like, fucking A. At least they're listening to something cool, you know? Yeah, she likes some shit that's pretty cool, man, you know? But, man, that Taylor Swift and all that shit, boy. Jesus, man. I just don't get it.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is. It's very hard, very difficult to get them to like anything good. Well, let's take a listen to some more tunes. We've got some Anthrax, we've got some Onyx, and some Cold Chamber, and a little NWA. Peep some tunes, folks, and we will be back.
Check it one time.
It's just me and Jack, the black vagina finder. Me and Jack, the black vagina finder. Me and Jack, the black vagina finder. Me and Jack, it's just me and Jack.
I'm the motherfucking fucking somebody daughter. Go downstairs, shake hands with the brother. Say you need a bag, no dad, don't bother. Excuse me, Mr. Sir, but your daughter get the rule.
It's not every day you get to be a genuine witness of the 1992 annual fuck fest. So take off your bra, show your breast, remove your dress. Yo, what's the matter, hooker? Cat got your tongue? Or do you want my tongue to get your cat and get your strung? I got the whip appeal plus chains and bats. Ain't always wear hats, we're slipping in the booty cats. Once it's in, there's no turning back. Will your feet to your head, to your hair, your bone crack? When bitches get dick, they don't know how to act. And once you go black, you never go back. I don't discriminate and just leave it at that. I'm just one stinky, kinky, slim, not slinky. Fiddle with your clitoris and pop your pussy with my pinky. Trying to get yours, I'm trying to get mine. It's just me and Jack, the black vagina finder. It's just me and Jack, the black vagina finder. Me and Jack, the black vagina finder. Me and Jack, the black vagina finder. It's just me and Jack, it's just me and Jack. Don't prefer them motherfuckers inside it again. Don't prefer them motherfuckers inside it again. Don't prefer them motherfuckers inside it again. Fucking with us, skin, fucking with us. Mickey Billy's in like a stranger, slick dick, pussy banger, titty strangler, rougher than the Wrangler, guaranteed to make them bleed. They need pain for satisfaction. Big butt chicks, the funky freak, see action. Leaving the house, smacking the house, leaving them on the subway. Lost it out of temper, can't walk 'cause the ass is broken. First date, veteran, better than an info. Sleek to the beat 'cause I've been fucking on tempo. Train like a trolley, liquor like a lolly. Smoke more cheaper than motherfucking Bob Marley. Lady persuader, big penny raider. in your kiss. You are my sunshine.
Yo, Dre, man, I took this bitch out to the movies and shit, man. We kissing and grinding and shit. So we hop in the back seat, you know, man. This bitch rubbing all on my dick. He's fronting like she gonna give me the pussy, man. And the bitch said 3 words, man. Stop, no, and don't. I said, bitch, you don't have to front on me, dear.
Yeah, you gotta front on me, bitch. Don't front on me.
So why don't you just give that pussy here? If you be good to me, oh, I'll be good to you. And we'll both ride home in my automobile. Don't get some shit, Dre.
All that I want is a little puss.
That's all you want? I know you want something else.
All that I want is just a little head.
Not just a little bit.
If you be good to me, oh, I'll be good to you. And we'll both ride home in my automobile.
I mean, you know how I be telling them hoes we have my after parties at the show and shit. Take the bitches to the hotel room, man. They in the room, they don't want to give you no pussy and shit, but I got something for their ass.
Tell them what time it is. Tell them what time it is. Kick it.
You don't have to front on me, bitch. Front on me, bitch.
Don't front on me, motherfucker.
Don't be afraid. It's only a dick. Only a dick. Give up the pussy soon. All I want is a little wound. Or get your groupie ass out my hotel room.
Your motherfucking ass on, bitch.
Or get your groupie ass out my hotel
And we'll both ride home in my automobile. Oh, yeah. That'll work.
What's happening, everybody? Ritual Madness Podcast, episode 123, 122, 123, I think. Hold on a second. Let me look at my notes here. I might be off. 123. Episode 123, hanging out with MC Rentz. Do me a favor, check out ritualmadnesspodcast.com. On the right side, you can connect with us on a multitude of links. iTunes and Stitcher, both podcast applications. iTunes, obviously, is for the iTunes, iPhone, Apple products, and Stitcher works for both platforms, Android and iPhones. One of my favorite podcast applications for sure, but they do not have the Bill Burr. The iTunes is the only one that has the Bill Burr Monday Morning Podcast, which is one of my favorites. If you don't know that podcast, it is fucking amazing. The dude does like an hour and a half to 2 hours by himself, just ranting and raving about lunacy, things that he gets into, and man, he just goes off, and I love it. It's such a great podcast. But yes, like I said, Stitcher is my favorite podcast application. You can get all kinds of great podcasts on there. Ritual Madness Podcast on Stitcher. Social media, Facebook, Ritual Madness Podcast on Facebook. Ritual Madness MMMN on Twitter. Ritual Madness Podcast on Instagram. And I just started my Instagram account, but there's a ton of different. I've got a ton of flyers, a flyer for each one of the shows that I've done so far on there. 123 so far, and there's a picture of each one of those, and some in studio guests who've taken pictures of themselves. I don't have a photographer in here, so it's kind of one of those things where I'm just taking shots if I can, that kind of shit. Do me a favor, download the Listen to My Radio app, LISTEN, the number 2, My Radio. Search Ritual Madness Podcast in the search bar, bookmark it, and listen to our radio station 365. 24/7, all kinds of good stuff, local and national music from all over the place, a bunch of comedy, all kinds of good shit. If you shop Amazon, click our Amazon link, bookmark it, mark it as your own. Every time you buy something off of Amazon, it kicks back a couple pennies. Right below that, there's a little donation button. Click that donation button. Give us all of your fucking money. Take your mom's money. I don't care. Whoever, give it to me so I can put it to good use. Got some new tricks and fun stuff in the podcast here deal. So my next podcast that I just put up is episode 120. It's the replay with Logos and Ogar Ironpaw. Very cool. Talk a lot of stuff about the local scene here in the Twin Cities. A lot of good death metal stuff in there, a lot of black metal, all kinds of good stuff. But after that is episode 121, a little show that we do every once in a while here, like every other month, called Ebony and Ivory. Kind of touch on politics and race relations and all that other good shit. It is hilarious, and we had a couple people on there. But that actually is my first video podcast, so you can actually go to Ritual Madness Podcast on YouTube and find that. Episode 121 is up right now on YouTube. You can look at me, pretend to be some sort of producer or something on the with my video skills. They are horrible right now, but I am slowly working my way into doing something kind of cool with it. So check it out. I am videotaping it right now. 122 is also videotaped, so I'll be putting that up here real shortly. So go check that stuff out. If you are in a band or have friends that are in bands, ritualmadnesspodcast@gmail.com. Send me some stuff as soon as you can. Possibly anything like that would be good. MC Rentz, what's happening, buddy?
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Send it to him.
Do it. All right, we played some Anthrax, man. What now? Tell me a little bit about Anthrax. One of your favorite bands? One of the
not necessarily a favorite, but that song you heard, that was definitely one of my favorites. The
Sure.
way it started out.
Sure.
Now it's dark, but it was one of my friends. Her older brother had Anthrax tapes and burned me copies of it. And I'd be like, oh man, it was so much different than anything I'd ever heard.
right.
Before Faith No More and rock rap and all that shit.
Yeah,
They were
dude.
kind of
Yeah,
fucking
Faith
with
No
that a
More,
little
man,
bit.
was fucking
Man.
still one of those bands for me, man.
The
that
Real
just-
Thing is one of the greatest albums
Yeah,
ever.
it is really,
Like,
dude.
Phenomenal.
I was in jail one time, dude, and I got thrown in the hole. And the last song on that album, that do, you know what I mean? It comes in.
Oh, the Edge of the World.
Yeah, dude.
Doom, doo, 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 doo.
Yeah. Come here, my love. I was fucking singing that shit.
You want some candy?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
man. I should have put that on the playlist.
Now. Fuck yeah, dude.
That
really
actually is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
of all time,
really good, really good tune. I actually, it kind of cracked me up.
In the Slammer?
Yeah, no, I was actually singing it in the fucking hole. It's like one of the songs that popped into my head. I'm like, the acoustics in this room are great. I'm like, I could probably keep one of these notes here and there. As you can hear on the microphone, I could not hold a note to save my life. I'm better to just scream it. You know what I mean? But
I can dig that.
So now, how would you express your style of rap or hip hop, or what would you call it, as far as more hip hop, more,
for lack of better words, just hardcore hip hop.
Yeah.
I mean, I mostly love hip hop. I love the old rock, like I've been saying, but I like when I create music. That's how it happens. I make a beat and it just comes out naturally, and I love rap and I love the techniques and the way you can deliver, and I don't know. I just love hip hop. So I mean, but I guess hardcore hip hop.
Yeah. Now,
I don't want to ever be like not horrorcore, nothing like that. I'm not trying to be gory. I like to think it's intelligent, but hardcore at the same time.
Sure. Yeah. And now, how would the layman, people that don't really know it now? I would say like hip hop is more of a positive vibe, correct? I mean, when it comes to,
it's more of the sample based production.
Okay.
I would think.
Okay.
Hip hop. I don't know. That's just my take on it, but.
And
I see what you're saying. And when I first heard the word hip hop, and I was like 12, 13, I was like, no, I make rap music. Hip hop, I would think of De La Soul, which I got respect for, but I can't get down on the
potholes in your lawn.
Yeah.
Right. No, I mean, now as far as like gangster rap, but now we played some NWA. Now that's a pioneer, the guys who started really all of that stuff.
Exactly.
Now. Hardcore and gangster are completely different, correct? I mean, in your opinion?
Yeah. Hardcore is more, I mean, because I touch on the metal aspects, but they're not necessarily kid friendly,
Sure.
I've tried, but I can't. I literally can. I tried to make kids songs, something that my kids could actually listen to, and nah, I don't know. That's what gets me out of the deep, dark places is creating, and it happens to be, when you're in a deep, dark place, it's going to be some deep shit.
Right. I think people connect with the deep shit better, man. You know what I mean? It's like that's where you're going to get the people when you tap into that vein of
that's
people's psyche, where they're at in their head, man. Yeah. The dark places are where you really, when you're down, you need something like, damn, I can relate to that shit right there, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what were some of the stuff that you started writing, when you first started doing rap? I mean, you said you tried to keep it light.
It was
right?
a lot when I first started. It was along the lines of 2 Live Crew type shit. I would just swear and try to be nasty.
Yeah. With my balls in your mouth, bitch.
Oh, yeah. And ironically, my stepdad found it, and I got grounded for a while.
Really?
Yep.
What the hell is this shit?
Yep.
What'd you just say?
He actually pulled out the old this N-word music.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh wow, okay.
Right. Now
happened.
Now, so, what was your first interaction? Okay, with as being a white cat with, being into rap. What was your first interaction with black folks when you came when you got into it? What was your first interaction? Were they just like?
I think they didn't. Yeah, I think they thought I was trying to be like Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit type shit, which is not. I mean, I respect some of their shit, but I just do what I do. I don't know, and a lot of the people that are really into what I do, I feel like that's why they like it, because it's original and it's not like anything else they heard. And
right.
I don't know. I can only do what I do.
But I mean, did anybody try to shun you off, you ain't gonna do it right, you're not doing it right, blah 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 blah, like naysayers, man, people that are.
Well, I mean, naturally, there's always naysayers,
right?
But
nothing stopped you. I mean, did it?
Maybe that's why I'm not quote unquote successful, is because I don't do what people think I should do, and I do what it's therapy, like I've been saying.
Yeah, man.
If
you're not doing it for yourself,
you can't fake that shit.
Yeah, don't fake the funk, man.
It's as real gets. And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make anybody happy. I'm trying to get the shit out of my innards.
Yeah.
Innards.
Explain it to people when you say trying to get it out. What is it that you're trying to get out? Like what and what does it feel like when you do get it out?
Shit. It's like hitting a home run. I mean, up until I really connected with music, hitting a home run was the greatest feeling on earth. Well, trotting the bass pads, but once you connect and you really get something and you're just grooving with the beat, I mean, there's nothing better. I mean, besides family and kids and shit, obviously, but
right.
That's my favorite step of music.
Right.
You first get that, boom, there we go, we got something.
Now, when you're listening to music and you have your kids around with you, do you see do your kids have a natural rhythm when you're hanging out with them?
Oh yeah, I got keyboards in every room.
Yeah.
I mean, they love it.
Because my daughter, she loves to dance, but she has absolutely no rhythm.
Oh no.
So we'll be dancing and she'll be totally off. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear that, the beat, that. Just the one.
It's hard to
each
explain.
time. Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
And I said that to her. I'm like, babe, you got to do your move to that beat, to that snap. Yep. You know what I mean? The snare. And they're like, what do you mean? Like what is that? It's hard to explain it to them, but yeah, man, I've tried to explain that to people many times over when that feeling of purging yourself. Like you're sitting there you're writing a story, and it's a metaphorical story. It's not like you're saying shit that you would actually do, but it's things that you actually think about, some crazy shit,
Yeah, nothing better, man. Shit. I don't know. Have you ever hit a home run though?
Yes, I have.
What is this?
It's a vaporizer.
Okay.
So yeah, I've sacked a quarterback, playing defense, and just crushed the fuck out of him. And you hear the roar of the crowd. I was lucky enough to play in front of quite a few people at X Fest a couple times. It was pretty fucking amazing.
Nice. What band were you in?
Sub-level in 2000 and 2001. I played open X Fest 2 years in a row.
I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like literally the only times I ever went. Like right after high school. Yeah. Oh, you said X Fest?
X Fest.
I went to Ozfest.
Ozfest. Yep. Shortly after that.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So explaining that to
Once
somebody.
you get that feeling though, there's no going back. I mean, you're not like you're always gonna try to be rich and famous or nothing like that.
No, but you're trying to duplicate that first feeling.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah, absolutely.
That attention that you can feel from that shit. Getting off stage and people actually understanding, that they're feeling what you're doing, man. Even if they're bobbing their heads or anything. Like I never wanted to be the hardest dude in the whole fucking place. I just wanted people to bob their heads, you know what I mean? Get into it, have a good time, throw somebody into somebody else, you know what I mean? Have a good time with it,
I guess I was on the other spectrum or the other side of it. I wanted to blow people's minds. I've always wanted to I want people to leave and be like, oh my God, what the fuck was that? And shit, I don't know. So what when you're making beats, like how do you start? I mean, because I've heard I go to Cheapo or any independent local vinyl sales store.
Yeah.
And get all that classic 80s rock, classic 70s funk, anything that put that, bring it home, play it on the vinyl, find that perfect little clip, and chop it up. I got this program that chops it all up, each individual hit, bass, kick, snare, every little thing. And
Have you ever heard the first Deep Purple? Deep Purple? I'm sure I have heard. There's a song right before the song Painter, and it has a beat, dude, that ever since I heard it as a kid, I was like, if I did some shit like that and made beats, I would steal that shit all day long and mix it up.
I'm going to put that in my phone. I got a page full of shit that I hear all the time on the radio. I'm like, oh, I got to sample that. 2 minutes into Pink Floyd, blah, 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 blah.
See, that's what I loved about the Beastie Boys, too, man, when I was a kid, because I would hear, like Paul's Boutique. I heard somebody talking about Paul's Boutique being one of their favorite. Actually, it was my buddy Nate from Disciples of the Watch podcast, and he was talking about how Paul's Boutique is one of those albums where it was one of the last of its kind because so many people got into so much trouble because they sampled so much shit from every band, and they're not giving them any royalties off it or whatever. But man, they had fucking gems in there, dude. Some Ted Nugent. It was retarded the shit they used.
Who made the majority of their beats around that time? Was it?
Dude, I don't know.
Mike or whatever, the dude.
I don't even know, man.
They do it as a collective?
I think as a collective.
I think they did too.
Because they were a punk rock group back in the day, and they all did play their instruments. When they came back and did that.
Ill Communication.
Yeah, dude. They had some good.
It was Check Your Head.
Check Your Head.
Check Your Head. Then Ill Communication.
Dude, those two albums though, they had them jams on there, dude.
They were jams too.
Yeah.
Like stoner side you put on when you're tripping. You're like, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I never liked this before, but now this is amazing.
Yep. When it sticks out, man. How many times have you had that scenario right there where you're really enjoying yourself and having a good time, and somebody puts on that one album, Dude, okay, so I just got my
just you talking about Edge of the World. I'm all like, oh, hey, ah.
Right. So
Love
my mom had this record player, dude, since I was a kid, right? And it's not super old or anything, but it's an old Fisher record player, right? Yep. And I went to go see my oldest kid over at her place, and I walked in the bedroom, and I'm sitting there, I'm talking, and I look over, and I see the whole rack of it. It's got the fucking amp, it's got the receiver, it's got the dual cassette deck, and it's got that fucking record player with no fucking needle on it at all. So I'm like, damn, I've been wanting to get one for months. My wife was going to buy me one for Christmas.
Turntable, you said?
Yes, turntable. Yeah, so I was like, fuck, man. So I said to my mom, I'm taking that turntable. She goes, okay, go ahead, take the whole fucking thing. But I remember the amp being blown, so I didn't want to open that can of worms. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just take the record player, right? Yeah. So I brought it over to the needle doctor 2 weeks ago and had it in the back of my car. Went over there, and the dude was like, this thing plays great, man. You just need a needle. He goes, hold on a second, turns around, grabs a needle, puts it on there, throws a Marvin Gaye album on there, dude, plugs it into the preamp, dude, and he sets the headphones down on the counter, and you can hear it just go hit the fucking deal, dude, and it just started banging, dude. So here, check this out. So these are the first albums that I bought. Oh, no, that one, I got that one for free, but a buddy of mine has a huge record collection that is fucking...
Yes, Fragile.
Fragile.
I sampled the shit out of it.
Great, dude. The bass lines in this thing, they're fucking amazing. Yep. But this was one of those albums that I was talking about that a buddy of mine and I used to trip all the time together. And he goes, dude, you have to hear this album, man. And there's so much like classical shit in there, man, that is just...
It's amazing.
Oh, just fucking killer. So my buddy's dad's best friend... passed away, and he got a huge record collection, dude. So I'm going through them, and I'm seeing, dude, just gems, Santana, Abraxas, and I pulled this one out, and I actually had to go and fucking find the CD, dude, and I go like this, and he goes, you like that one, huh? And he goes, here, dude, I'm going to give it to you. I know you're going to get a record player soon, so here, and he gives it to me, and I grab it, and it's got a couple scratches on it, and I'm like, and they're just surface scratches, dude. So I'm looking at them, I'm going,
I got some pretty ugly looking records that still play.
Dude, I look at them, and I go, man, there's so many other ones, and then he goes, nope, that's the only one you're getting because you went on that one, so that's the one you're getting, right?
Yeah, that's badass.
So he gives me Yes, Fragile. And this one, dude, The World is a Ghetto by War. Oh, yeah. This is a bad motherfucker, right?
I almost put The World's a Ghetto, but Ghetto Boys.
Yeah,
I put the other
yeah,
one
you got that on it.
Oh yeah, I've many songs I've sampled War.
And then I got these are some of the This one right here,
Fetus.
Robin Trower.
I got that record.
Bridge of Sighs.
Yep.
$2.99, bro.
Yep.
This thing plays like it's brand new, dude. I couldn't believe it. This is a gem right here.
Them good blues.
Dude, this is the first album that touched my record player when I got home. I got the preamp in the mail. My old lady called me from work. She's like, your shit came in the mail. And I was like, dude. I took a picture of it, put it on Facebook, and in the fucking the sink is behind it. My buddy's, that's kind of a weird spot to put your turntable, isn't it? So then 1977 original pressing of Kiss Love Gun, $10, dude. $10. Original. Sounds like a fucking dream. But this one right here, dude. Band of Gypsies.
That was spendy.
Dude. Nope.
What?
I got this for $13, dude. On Amazon. It's brand new, bro.
I thought you were saying at the Electric Fetus.
No, dude. Brand new. This thing's brand new. I got it for $13, dude. Oh.
Yeah.
This is a heavy album, dude. Holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah, but
That's awesome.
that's my thing, man. And those are the albums that I have. I've Santana, Abraxas coming right now, and I've been going to record stores just nonstop, man. You've got to have a pretty good record collection, right?
Oh yeah, it's hefty.
Is it?
It's hefty.
How many records would you say you have right now?
That's a really good. I would at least 1,000. I would think.
Wow, dude.
I mean, it's.
What do you store them in? You just got them in big bins or what?
Tupperware rack thing, yeah, just in the studio.
Damn, dude. I saw one of the most amazing record collections that I've seen in a really long time online yesterday. This dude had a whole wall that was probably double the size of the one back there, and it was just fucking like square crates with full of records. I mean, from wall to wall, dude, it was insane. And he had them in different levels with all kinds of like fucking lava lamps. It fucking had all the shit in the middle, dude. It was dope as fuck.
That's great.
What? So. Did you start doing any kind of DJ stuff like that? Did you do? I mean,
no. I started making beats back when I was 12 or 1993 with the drum machine and 4-track, and just I always wondered how they got that sound. I mean, to me, it sounded like it was a synthesizer or something. But I asked my old man, like, Dad, how did they get that sound? And it even stumped him. I don't think he didn't know that they would chop up old records, and he didn't get that till I introduced him to it, and he's like, "Oh, that's how you do it." And yeah, I would say 2004 or 5. I finally figured it out with the vinyl and shit, and I'm like, "All right, there we go." And this finally hit my peak.
So how'd they do it? How do they do it?
And I figured it out. Now I can do it with the best of them.
You're not gonna tell. You're not gonna tell the secret, are you?
It's simple.
Really?
You just gotta hear the right samples. I mean, you already picked out a sample, man. You just find that spot. Chop it up. You got to find a program to chop up the audio. So it's each segment is a key on my keyboard.
Oh, okay.
So and you're playing John Bonham's drum set, just all right there.
Right.
I love that shit.
Wow. So you're like taking just excerpts, so you can really make the fucking beat out of others' time signatures that they're doing. Huh?
I mean, yeah, pretty much everything.
Damn, I never even thought of it like that. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, never.
I thought
I've heard.
No, knew.
I just heard. I've heard it a million fucking times, and I always wondered. Like somebody says, "This is my lab," and they've got a fuckload of keyboards everywhere. And I'm like, that's kind of strange. But then you hear, I've seen
all I got. I got a
some
Kai,
MIDI.
Yeah, it's one octave. It's not even. I mean, I don't even know what that is. I don't know the appropriate number. 20 keys. 26 keys.
Right. So
that's all you need.
Kind of right in the middle range of it all, like from the center of the keyboard.
No, if you want the next, it's 2. Just switch the octave. You can go. You got it right. I can't explain it without. Yeah.
No, it's all good, dude. I've never ever heard anybody put it that way, man. I've never even thought of it, man.
I mean, yeah, any hip hop beat you hear. I mean, if it sounds like live drums, and it's obviously not live drums, it sounds like it's old. It's chopped up hi-hat or kick or snare from something old.
Didn't even fucking think of it like that. That's pretty sick. You learn new shit every day.
I love that shit, man.
Yeah, man.
I hear beats that are like just loops. I can see if it's an ode to a certain song. I can see looping something, but I take pride in really chopping my shit up and making it 100% original.
Nice, man. That's the best way to do it. I mean, the
only way.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it. Yeah, you're absolutely correct, man. Well, we got we should listen to some more tunes. We've got Clusterfuck, right? That's one of yours. Well, now is this off? Which album is this one off of?
Clusterfuck is off a compilation by Unknown Prophets producer Big Jess. He put out a couple years ago. He gave me a beat. I rapped on it and gave it to him. He put it on his compilation, and you can download it on DJBooth.com. I mean, it's around, and there's a video as well on YouTube.
Sweet. And Clusterfuck, and that's with you and who? I'm sorry.
Big Jess on the beat.
Oh, sweet. Awesome, man. And then we've got...
It's the only time I've ever released a song without one of my beats.
Oh, really?
I feel like it brought a whole different vibe. Something I don't know. It's not a beat I necessarily make, but
well, when you're making the beats, you're fucking in that shit. You're in it. You're on it all the time. You know how long it goes. You know where the changes are. You know what you're doing. But if somebody gives you something, you got to take more.
It's brand new.
You got to listen to it. You got to listen to it. You got to listen to it. You didn't make it.
You don't care about the mix because somebody else already mixed it. You just write to it.
Yeah. That's got to be. That's a changer right there. It's got to shift up your whole.
Anytime I do features for somebody else and they give me a beat, I'm like, man. Sometimes I'll just. My new thing now is that make a beat, store it for a while, like not even fuck with it, come bring it back in a month or two later. I forgot I made it.
Right.
Boom, seems new. So
Oh, tasty. Just comes back. Tasty. And then you're like,
you can ride that.
Oh, yeah.
Surf the tsunami.
Now, that would be fun. Just getting down, man. We've got some James Gang after that, and we've got now James Gang's one of them old school. That's fucking what's his cat name? Walsh, right?
Walsh, yeah.
I just seen a Joe Walsh record today. I wanted to buy really bad.
The one we was floating in the pool.
No,
without the picnic table shit floating.
No,
that's another record my old man would bump all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out. Would you say he's floating in the pool? What's the name of it? Do you know?
It's almost like cover Nirvana. I don't know the name of it. It's he got like the red and white checkered picnic table cloth.
Dude, I'm gonna have to check that one out then for sure. We've got some Mudvayne Dig and some Jackal after that. So stick around, folks. Take a listen, and we will be back.
Yeah, M C Rentz, big chest, yeah.
Honorable mention.
We go run it down for the people, like why you where we roll. You wonder what? While I spread knowledge evil, I'm smooth here, I cluster fuck in beast mode. We go run it down for the people, like why you where we roll. You wonder what? While I spread knowledge evil, I'm smooth here, I cluster fuck. Let me find a grab, jack of all trades. If you're looking for a sack or 16 ball worth, or far worse than a recovery nightmare. Over veterans, flashbacks, typecast. Half of my soul called Korea. So ahead of my time, expand minds in here. Boom, boxes, either 50 cents. Woofers get blown from the mic check. Boom, I'm just talking up another one. Except not one, it's for the good guys. If we're number one, afraid to get in my heart broke like my mother was. That's why I fucked up everything at the sun. And for the record, I'm capable of murder. I just keep it on a leash and take it for walks. Fuck a damn right, I do not deserve her. I just kick it to repeat and let the flow talk. Beast mode, we go run it down for the people. Like why you where we roll. You wonder what? While I spread knowledge evil, I'm smooth here, I cluster fuck in beast mode. We go run it down for the people. Like why you where we roll. You wonder what? While I spread knowledge evil, I'm smooth here, I cluster fuck. I turned 30 and realized I'm getting high and drinking all day would lead to my demise. Well, what do you know? I'm still following the same route, the fame route, and at the dope to the brain pow. All be participating in partying till I R.I.P. The devil's waiting on me. Don't think I don't know better. You'll get the details in the suicide letter. Tighten the noose, I'ma tighten on the loose. You might see me streaking outside the caboose, and then kicking it on the patio with piles of drugs. UP is on the radio. I am L.E.G. and D in the making. Wait for the awakening. God, please take me. Forgive me for the souls that I'm taking. Beast mode, we go run it down for the people. Like why you where we roll. You wonder what? While I spread knowledge evil. Seems to me, doggone that here comes the morning. Seems to me, you just forget what you said every day. Seems to me, you don't wanna talk about it. Seems to me, you just do your bit and walk away. I got to cool myself down, stomping around, thinking some words I can't name.
Real Madness podcast. Hanging out with MC Rentz. We're listening to some tunes. You're all over the map here, brother. I love it.
I love it all, man.
It's fucking great, dude. Look, you know, the clusterfuck. What was that one all about?
My brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just your personal brain, or
Clusterfuck, yeah.
Yeah.
Not being able to focus and just being all over the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having kids, man, do you notice any of that shit when your kids are, you know, they're just fucking all over the damn place?
No, honestly, my kids are really well behaved.
Really?
I'm able to shut it off when kids are around, like instantly. Like I want to be a good dad.
Right.
As soon as they're gone at school or something, I'd instantly just
right.
They start thinking, over analyzing, and
yeah.
Nah, kids they save my life, man, for sure.
My daughter, she's so talkative and just so rambunctious, you know. And she's chill. Don't get me wrong. Like when you tell her to chill out, she'll chill out. But when she gets going, man, and I remember that being like that as a kid. My mom telling me, "You got to settle down. No, don't do that. Yep. No, settle down." And then you get chill. Yeah, but you're just pushing it to the end where they're just fucking screaming at you. Yep. But yeah, my daughter's just. We'll be talking about one thing, dude, and it's like the movie Up, where fucking the dog goes squirrel, you know, looks over.
Oh, yeah.
She's like that big time.
I'm the same way though, man. That's why I couldn't do a radio show myself because I'd be all over the fucking man.
Dude, I am
halfway through talking and be like, oh shit.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
Look at that
again?
Morbid Angel poster. Right. Look at that dude's bangs in the background. What'd you say?
That's exactly, dude. That's exactly what it is. So I mean, music is one of those things, man. Did it help you focus? I mean, as you were coming up, as you were doing it, was that one of the things? Is it like anything for you? Like when you like something, you'll focus on it. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I feel like it ruined it. It brought it on. It brought upon my ADD, and like before then, like I just played baseball and didn't care about anything else, and
made you think more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right.
I could see you working when because we listened to that Deep Purple tune. I could see you working because you're man, yeah.
I was already I actually that's. Been halfway thinking about this whole entire time.
Right. That's crazy, man. And your dad being your dad being a drummer. He had to have shown you some pretty cool shit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I was drumming when I was like 1 or 2, so I mean, I got to just bang on that shit, and maybe kindergarten-ish. I was finally doing the straight 4/4s and
gut bucket.
Unfortunately, I didn't live with my old man when I was growing up. You know, I'd see him in summertime and shit. I lived 1,800 miles away from him, actually. But when I'd go visit him for those couple months or a couple weeks, all I'd do was drum. And eventually I got a drum set when I was like 18 or 19. So I played when I was young, but didn't really get my chops up until adulthood. So
yeah. I mean, what did you try doing metal stuff? Did you try to do some metal drumming, or was it just? I
tried, but I'm all funk. I like those.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's where the hip hop stems
from, dude.
Too, you know?
Yeah.
I love metal, especially when I'm in the mood. But I mean, if I could pick anything, it's gonna be 70s funk, like some funkadelic.
I got to walk George Clinton to his car one night, dude. I got to hang out with fucking P-Funk. From his son, I went back to their hotel room and hung out with his son and his cousin, dude. Went back to the show. One of my good buddies that I went on tour with his band, the Tribe of Millions. They lived in Cincinnati. His mom and dad lived in Cincinnati. So we went to Cincinnati. His sister used to sing in P-Funk back in the day. Really? When he was a kid, his fucking sister was a backup singer for Parliament and toured with him. So he knew all of them, bro. Oh, so I'm in Minneapolis, hanging out at First Avenue. I get to hang out with this kid. I come back. My buddy goes, let's go into the show. I hand him my Motor Booty CD, dude, and he went backstage. He brought me with. He's like, this is George. This is fucking Peanut. You know, I got to meet Mudbone Cooper when I was in Cincinnati. That's the other backup singer. It was Peanut and Mudbone Cooper were the guys who sang for Bootsy Collins. Yep. You know, they did all of that shit, you know. I want to be with you, yeah. You know, that shit, all of that shit. I got to meet all them cats. I got all the fucking... Dude, George Clinton made a little dog inside my fucking Motor Booty CD. Dude, I walked out of there just like, oh, man.
That's awesome.
And walked his ass to the fucking car, dude. It was so cool, man. I feel you. That old funk is in my soul, dude. You know what I'm saying? My mom used to rock that shit back in the day, dude. The Bootsy and the Parliament and the Sly and the Family Stone. And fucking, we were talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yep.
So, dude, I would love to see your record collection.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll teach you
a thousand
hip hop production class, and Show you my records.
Oh shit. Yeah, man. I was actually I hung out with this cat for a little while, man. That started making beats on a keyboard, and he was a good piano player. So he would make the beats, and then he would play his piano over the top of it. And the dude was talented as fuck.
Nice.
When he started rapping, he wasn't all that.
Nah, yeah, you gotta have one or the other, man.
Yeah. Does that? I mean, you see that a lot.
I can play some keyboard shit here, and I mean, I can't sit and be like, oh, this is da-da-da-da, and play, pianist. I'm not a pianist, but like I said, you got to have one or the other. You're either really into the music or you're really into the creation of it.
Right.
Yeah. But
where would you say you are when it comes to it? You try to be a jack of all trades, try to be on both sides of that?
Yeah. I love doing the production and rapping. I mean, like I said before, it's my favorite part of the whole. I like performing, but I like that creation when you first sync up with that beat.
How long do you think it took you when you first started doing it to where you really started clicking with knowing how long parts go, how not to step over your own shit? Because obviously
I knew structure right away because of my old man.
Sure.
I mean, I knew like the 8s and 16s and measures and all that stuff. But,
sure.
But as far as at least 10 years of like I said, I rapped about Beavis and Butthead shit, chodes and poop. But once I finally realized that, all right, I'm actually onto something, then I started taking myself serious and rapped about weed,
Took yourself serious and started rapping about weed, huh?
We still have fun with it. Back in like 02, 03 when I first joined Lunatics Productions. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but that was the old crew back in the day.
Right. What year was that, you say?
I think I joined them 01.
Right
after high school.
Okay.
I was their producer and MC and whatnot.
Right. How many cats were involved with that one?
At first, it was just me and Fatty McGee, the co-owner. He was the owner of Lunatics. Within a year or two, there was 5 or 6 solid acts, and we got pretty tight pretty quick, and we toured out east, toured Midwest. It was fun for a little while there.
Did you get some good crowds or what?
Oh, God, yeah. We played a lot of good festivals. Right before the recession hit, when you could actually sell merchandise at a show and people would still buy CDs, and it was fun for a while there. I feel like it was at this point in my career the peak of it financially, but I mean that's why it's frustrating now. I'm like to the people that would buy all that shit, I'm giving them the new shit and they're not vibing on it. I'm like it's so much fucking better, so much fucking better.
Right.
The content, I don't know. It's frustrating, but just got to find that groove.
Right.
That's what I'm searching for right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like that second stride, that.
I'm about to hit it though, man. I'm feeling good these days.
That's good, man. Are you working on some new material now?
Yep.
What? How many tracks you any ideas of how long it's going to take before you drop another one or what?
I'd like to do something spring or summer.
Yeah.
I got
stockpiles
close to 100 songs.
Nice.
75%. That just, it's just like when I make a beat, it gets redundant after a while, and I go back to it. I'm like, man, why the fuck didn't I release this? I'm sitting on this shit like.
Right.
I mean, I could probably just release an album a month for.
How many? So when you said you stockpile beats quite a bit, and you said you'll take them and you'll shelf them for a little while and then come back. Is that just to get get that? Like fresh ears on it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean,
there's some beats that before I'm even done making them, I'm already writing. The hooks come immediately. So, I mean, those ones that, yeah.
Now that old soul and that old R&B, that's got to be. Is it? Do you hear horn lines from some of that old shit and think, damn, I could make something cool like that, something better than that.
Add a little Black Sabbath guitar on top of that old funk horn. I mean, that's hardcore hip hop to me. That's because it's hip hop, but it's hardcore because it's.
Still heavy.
It's heavy enough, Yeah. I wish I need to come up with a new term.
Right.
People just think I'm hardcore. He's trying to be gangster or something.
Right. Right. When it actually has nothing to do with that, right? It's
just
fucking
whatsoever. Just fucking family man, just trying to live the dream and shit.
Absolutely. So when you see cats like, Atmosphere and Slug and Brother Ali and fucking, we were talking about Prof as well. Yep. And you said you actually got a chance to drop some beats for Prof or have it?
Yeah, I had a beat on the Prof's King Gompo album. Other than that,
which tune? Which song?
Lucky.
Nice.
Track 4. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
That reggae beat. I think I sampled Leon something from the 70s. What the hell's his name? Is it
Leon Redbone?
No. Johnson, Leon. I can't even.
That's good. You don't want to give it away.
Oh, exactly.
I really like that album, man. There's a lot of cool shit on that album.
Yeah,
Anomaly's a really good tune on that one,
I got nothing but respect for the cats higher up that they're doing their thing and they can devote 100% of their time, you know.
Right, man. They're making it. They're making that shit happen, man. But
that's my only dream, is to make a living out the shit. I'm not trying to have groupies and do drugs all day long. I just want to create and have.
Well, I mean, you got to do a little bit of drugs all day long.
Come on, man. Come on.
Well, making it PG. Sorry about that. Yeah, so
that's not what I'm doing it for.
Right. I got you.
Wink.
Yeah, man. I mean, who doesn't want? I mean, I would love to podcast and just fuck around on the radio all day and just play tunes for people just for the fun of it. You know,
wake up, do radio,
talk
music,
to people. Yeah,
shit.
dude, that'd be fucking excellent.
That's the dream.
Oh yeah, man. Just to quit your day job and make money off of that. That's pretty much, we're all trying to do that.
You know, like when I opened up a hip hop shop / concert venue about a year and a half ago, and
what was it called?
It was called 33rd Realm.
Yeah.
We had an arcade, old retro arcade, recording studio. Like I said, we hosted shows, but I got to. At that time, I felt like I finally had reached my dream. I'm like, I'm gonna make a living off of music. I don't have to work another job, and I realized real quick that art comes when it wants, and to try to force to create every day, it took its toll, and I thoroughly enjoy working now. Like I want to get up and I want to go. I deliver furniture, so physical labor. I like doing that shit. It keeps my mind off shit, and I don't know. I'm appreciating it so much more now, and it's back to being fun again. And I really feel like the next step is going to be amazing shit.
Right.
Because I don't know. I'm not trying to, like, I'm trying, but I'm just trying to create what I want.
You know, I'm not sure exactly. How old are you right now?
34.
34. So I've just turned 43 in December. So like seeing how things have changed throughout the music, you know, the labels and things like that. It's just so crazy to me, because you could be a guy who was, you know, who was a middle of the road cat. You know what I'm saying? Good, consistent, and you're releasing, you know, product. You're being an entrepreneur. You're putting it all out yourself. You're really doing it, and a label would see you, and they would see the crowds that you're doing and how you're rocking and do what you got to do, and they would say, he's pretty good. He's not fucking there yet. And then you get hooked up. You get, you know, back then it was basically taking a fucking loan out. You know what I mean? You get signed. They give you a bit of money. You could go out there. You do everything. But basically, they take care of everything.
Oh yeah.
Where promotions, you're in every fucking magazine. They put your face. They make that label for you. And when you're doing it on your own, I mean, nowadays, dude, you got to do it on your own before anybody hear you. You know, I mean, you think about Atmosphere and you think about you know their whole thing over there, man. Those guys started from shit. The first time I ever seen them, I played a show with them in the entry, and you know, I'm a fucking metal band, and they're DJ sampling Slayer and just cutting it up and making it sound badass, and these guys are rapping over the top of it. Right there, I was sold. I was like, these guys are the shit,
absolutely.
Man. And you know,
to be where they're at.
The first time I heard, you know, Prof, and when I heard Brother Ali and all that shit, I was just like, damn, this shit is actually happening in Minnesota. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
There's talented cats all over this fucking state. It's ridiculous. You just run into, you know, like Nate giving me your CD, like talking to Jeremy and him telling me about the Bloody Boombox
stuff. So many
stuff.
cats you've never heard of either.
Yeah. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That's what's even crazier.
Sometimes I feel like the best shit, your favorite shit you've never heard.
Right.
You haven't heard your favorite song.
Right.
Because it's out there. And
right.
I don't know.
And I think about this scene having so many talented musicians, from, you know, the Princes and all the, and, you know, the Replacements and all the shit that City Pages focuses on. You have all of that.
Yep.
And then you have like the mid-level cats, you know what I mean? And then you have the underground where you're not hearing any of it. And I think about every state having, you know, maybe not as big as Minnesota, but you know what I'm saying? Like just that little, throughout all the fucking states, like you said, there's so much shit you never even heard yet, you know? It's crazy.
That's why I keep buying vinyl. I feel like there's still some records out there that, I mean, I go to the local section too and try to find the old shit that nobody's sampled that yet. Nobody.
Right.
The
Yeah.
obscure shit. Obscure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's just crazy to me, man. You know, so when you started doing when you started putting things together and writing, and were there things that would spark your mind to, like, I know when I write nowadays, I'll be listening to a tune and I won't necessarily take any of the structure of the song, but there'll be like one word that sticks out to me. And I'm writing metal lyrics, so it's like heavy. But I, like you said, I take it to where I turn it internally. You know what I mean? All the shit that I had gone through, I kind of metaphorically smudge it all over the fucking place. Yep. But it will start with just like one word. I'll hear the dude say one thing, and I'll just see where he's going with it, and I'll go, all right, give me a fucking piece of paper, and I'm going.
Those are usually the classics too, man.
Yeah, when you can, it's got to be much like a beat too, where you're really turning it in and turning it out and turning it in and moving, you chessboarding it all over the fucking place. Strategically putting it in the right spot to where when the beat kicks, when that, it's got to be tough, man.
A lot of times I'll get the initial melody, cooking with the verses and the hooks, and then do all the post production later, where I drop out the beat or A lot of times. I mean, it varies. Shit. Got to come over for a lesson, man.
Yeah, dude. I'll definitely check it out. I couldn't even imagine, man. It's got to be like a Rubik's Cube for putting shit together, isn't it? I mean, it's.
I feel like it's one of those things. When I talk to people, like, there'll be times where they just look at me like, "What did you just say?" Like, it's. I don't mean to. I'm so involved and consumed by what I do that I feel like everybody knows what I'm talking about. Like, everybody makes beats, right?
Right. Nobody does.
And it's not like I'm talking down to anybody. It's just I don't know. I don't know what level is. So are you like the guitar players where they've got their own, chugga chugga. This one part where it's like, we'll talk back and forth with each other. The da-na-na-na part, or that part, you know what I mean? So when you're talking to somebody. I knew what you were talking about right there. I'm
exactly.
Like, oh, yeah.
Or the downstroking, or the
musician
waka, waka, you know what I mean?
Should know it,
yeah. It is. It's our own little language. Yeah. So when it comes to beats, and you're thinking about something, or you hear something out of the blue, and a person that you're with doesn't do that, do you go full on into it where you're thinking about it, where you're, man, you hear that?
Oh yeah.
You hear that, man? Is that what you're? Oh, you don't hear that, do you?
No, yeah. So yeah,
you can't explain it to people, man.
Exactly. Especially being a producer, I don't know key. I mean, I know the basics, but I just know how to pour my heart and soul into creating something, and I don't know.
Now, do you feel the way I do? Like sometimes, man, when I started writing and started doing things, it was so basic, like you said, and then the more I'd start to think about it, or somebody would tell me how they did it, I'd start to put too much fucking thought into it, to where I'm like, all right, I gotta stop fucking writing here, put it aside, go to another one, and then you'll get like.
That's why I have 100 songs sitting there, man.
There used to be this cat in my neighborhood, dude, that he would walk around and he had fucking folded up notebooks in his pocket all the time. And I never got a chance to read any of his shit, but he was always writing. He'd be at a party in a corner and he'd just fucking be writing and looking around, talking to people. People come up to him, he'd put the notebook away, and then they'd walk away, he'd pull the notebook back out. And I mean, he had notebooks after notebooks. And I asked him one time, I'm like, dude, how many notebooks do you have? He's like, boxes full. And he's just like, I constantly
write
hip-hop? Everything.
That was rap? Okay.
Yep.
You never got his name?
Never got his name. He used to hang out with this white cat that I knew, and he was a brother, and he was like super quiet, and he always talked about being into music. Well, I was into metal, and he was into hip hop, and I really didn't, I didn't cross. I loved the stuff. I listened to hip hop since I was a kid. I used to break dance, for fuck's sake, you know what I mean? But to me, it was like I just didn't know where to approach him with it. You know what I mean? Like I never knew how much. I mean. Were you ever a poet? Did you ever read a lot of poetry? Did you ever get into what was it like in school? Were you fucking English? Did you like English a lot? Because I can't write a fucking normal sentence. I can't even speak a fucking English sentence, for fuck's sake, without swearing or whatever.
It's probably like on his notebooks. It's all like some Bart Simpson chalkboard type shit. Like, I am not watching you.
Yep. Yep.
Break the pinata.
Girl with the red hair. Broken leg. Just some fucking abstract garbage.
Morbid angel man with big wings.
Yep, big fucking hair. Big hair.
It's sexy.
It is. It's pretty sexy, man. Pretty sexy. What, let me see, what do we got here? We've got Alcatraz coming up here. And what is, was this about the prison, or was it about a mental prison? What is it?
Yeah. You got it right ahead. I mean, I tends to sway that way more often than not because, like I said, it's my release. But it's, being trapped in your own, you are who you are. And you better learn to live with yourself or make changes that.
Yeah, you're going to explode if you don't, man. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
It's over.
And if you don't want to be in my cell with me, then get the fuck out.
Absolutely, man. How about the Easy O, Fire?
Ah, yeah. It's 80s rock group. They were with Geffen Records right around Guns N' Roses time. And
oh, shit.
I don't know how big they were. I just remember.
I've never heard of them.
I randomly saw their tape at a used cassette store down in Arizona, and like, these guys look cool. They're Asian. Why not give it a shot? And I fucking loved half the album. It was really fucking good. And I don't know what they did with it, but they tried doing American heavy metal, and I don't know. It's fucking good.
Have you ever heard of a band called 24/7 Spies?
No.
Oh, God, dude. Oh, God. Here we go. I might be giving you some more beats right here.
I can dig it.
Some Driving and Crying. You've got Fly Me. What does it say?
Fly Me Courageous. I think it was released in like 89 or 90. Old 80s metal type feel.
Nice. You got some Ghetto Boys in here, too.
Yeah,
I love the fucking Ghetto Boys. And then Apathy. This was somebody you pointed out. This is this somebody new?
Pretty much one of the only new MCs out there that I actually go out and purchase their records and
sweet,
and would actually go check out their show if they came to town.
Where are they from?
He's from Connecticut.
Nice. Rich kid.
No. No. He raps about it a little bit. I don't know. It's good. It's tasty.
Awesome, dude. Well, let's take a listen to some tunes, and we'll be back, folks. Stick around. We got lots more coming up. Actually, got a few more tunes, and then we're going to wrap it up a little bit here. So stick around. We'll be back.
Yeah, buddy.
Skip it down the block. Skip it down the block. Oh, this ugly bitch. I'm doing damage, it's a miracle. I managed to stay alive. I'm looking in the phantom's eyes and categorize. Chin up, chest puffs and adjusting to mess up. For every wasted hour as last power. Tick, and then I talk. I skip it in the middle cause the music in them hard. I'm sitting on the park bench speaking to myself. I'm wishing down the wishing bird. I sip it, I can't tell. Come on, yo.
I can bullshit and apologize, okay, but I am the way I am in the prison I can't escape. So get the fuck out. 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 I can bullshit and apologize, okay, but I am the way I am in the prison I can't escape. So get the fuck out. I said, get the fuck out. I said, get the fuck out. I said, get the fuck out.
Solitary confinement. I got the new bars on a brand new assignment. This is new immigration on the street entertainment. It's a destiny to be rich and famous. I break them off. I swear I want chocolate. I'm an observer, so I choose not to talk at all. When I got a mug, I got a different man. But another planet with a new plan of attack. I beg your pardon. One board, I'm gonna go get him from to the autumn. I can bullshit and apologize, okay, but I am the way I am in the prison I can't escape. So get the fuck out. 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 I can bullshit and apologize, okay, but I am the way I am in the prison I can't escape. So get the fuck out. I said, get the fuck out. I said, get the fuck out. I said, get the fuck out. your fire. Under your middle sky, shine all the innocent ways. Heart whisper the ground. All of the good things, all of the bad, perish without it.
journey to the other side, where many people learn to live with their handicaps while the others die. Where motherfuckers had no money spots, and if they did, then they ass went insane when all the money stopped. I'm from the ghetto, so I'm used to that. Look on your motherfucking map and find Texas and see where Houston at. It's on the borderline of hard times, and it's seldom that you hear niggas praying and giving God time. That's why I ask my mind to pray for me, because I know that even I got to die, and he got a day for me. And every morning I wake up, I'm kinda glad to be alive, cause thousands of my homeboys died, and very few died of old age. In most cases, the incident covered up the whole page. From Amsterdam to Amarillo, it ain't no secret, the world is a ghetto.
What we see every day, living in the ghetto, this is where I stay. What we do to get
by. 500 niggas died in guerrilla warfare in a village in Africa, but did nobody care? They just called up the goddamn grave digger and said, come get these motherfucking niggas. Just like they do in the 5th Ward, in the South Park, and the Bronx, and the Watts. You know they got crooked cops working for the system, making poor motherfuckers out of victims. Cause don't nobody give a fuck about the poor. It's double jeopardy if you're black or Latino. They got their motherfucking drugs in the slums, got us killing one another over crumbs. Think I'm lying? Well, motherfucker, I got proof. Name a section in your city where minorities grew, and I'ma show you prostitutes, dope, and hard times, and a murder rate that never declines, and little babies sitting on the porch smelling smelly, crying cause they ain't got food in their bellies. They call my neighborhood a jungle, and me an animal, like they do the people of Rwanda. Fools fleeing their countries to come here, black, but see the same bullshit and head right back. They find out what niggas already know.
What's up, out of towner, southern nigga downer? I wish you would bring your motherfucking ass around here with that hip shit from your block. You fuck around and get shipped home to your mama in a pine box, cause we don't play that shit in 5th Ward. We got killers and hustlers and players too, so nigga disregard what you're seeing on them western movies. Cause yo, I ain't never rode a horse before, ho. Think we slow, smash the gas, and watch how fast I put these hands on your bitch ass. Try to load them dice, you'll meet the grave digger, cause game recognized, game shiesty ass nigga. See how that fiend fools die for less than a goddamn cigarette butt for fucking with my set. So get that frown off your face, buster, cause your ghetto ain't no harder than mine, motherfucker.
What we see every day, living in the ghetto, this is where I stay. What we do to get by, live or die. This world is a ghetto. What we see every day.
Hey, young world, wanna hear a story? Close your eyes and you can pretend you're me. I'm cut from the cloth for the Kennedys. The Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys. I'm cut from the cloth for the Kennedys. The Kennedys, the Kennedys. Who's the god of Cape Cod? Who's higher than Hyannis? Who could get away with murder for money and simply vanish? Suit jacket in the casket looking so fantastic. Sweater vest, posing with a tennis racket. So classic, so tragic. Camelot was formed in black magic. There's lots of sinners eating lobster dinners with some mobster figures selling lots of liquor. Hair slick back, 3-piece suits, shoes polished. Martha's Vineyard Mansion in an Ivy League college. Secret societies and a sick fascination with accidental deaths and planned assassinations. The birth of a nation, erasing the line that's drawn to define God and Satan. It's Jack, it's Bobby, it's even Teddy. Reversed on my enemies, the curse of the Kennedys. Hey, young world, wanna hear a story? Close your eyes and you can pretend you're me. I'm cut from the cloth for the Kennedys. The Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys. I'm cut from the cloth for the Kennedys.
senior, overachiever. Won't stop till I own the Mona Lisa with a home in Ibiza. Hear the news flash over the speaker, they killing Kennedys. Keep calm, load up the heater. Bobby slumped on the podium. POTUS is down, we got political pull, probably the dopest around. We got publicists for damage control, Kennedy style. Kill a girl by accident, never see trial. Heavenly Father, please wash all of my sins, while I wash away my pain with this tonic and gin. While I vomit in the sink and think of ominous things, like atomic bombs, never let the communists win. Live from the Bay of Pigs, it's obvious lies when anybody denies all of the mafia ties. You surprised? It's Jack, it's Bobby, it's even Teddy. Reversed on my enemies, the curse of the Kennedys.
Hey young world, wanna hear a story? Close your eyes and you can pretend you're me. I'm cut from the cloth for the Kennedys. The Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys, the Kennedys. I'm cut from the cloth for the Kennedys. The Kennedys, the Kennedys.
When this world began, it was heaven's land. When this world began, it was heaven's land.
Yes, yes, yes. Ritual Madness Podcast, episode 123. Hanging out with MC Rentz. How you doing, buddy?
Never better.
Never better. All right, man. That's good. Good
Even
to hear.
better
Good to
since
hear.
the first time you asked me.
All right, man. That's good. That's excellent, man. That's the beauty of music, man. And I hope you're enjoying all the music. Mr. MC Rentz here brought his selection, man, and it's very good, man. Very good. I like it. It's all over the place, man. Just like me. I dig it. That's I am one of those cats that fell in love with the ability. And you talked about making mixtapes and selling them to your buddies and shit like that. I used to take music, man, and I would mix in Cheech and Chong shit in between, Beavis and Butthead, any kind of clips that I could find. And I used to make cassette tapes all the time for my friends and fucking, you know, you go to a party and you just throw one in and it's like just all over the place. From everything from the heaviest of rap to the heaviest of metal, just mixed all in.
Almost like a DJ.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
But just crazy outlandish
Real
shit all the time.
mixtape.
Yeah, just fucking outlandish shit, and I love that, and the ability to and this is what I love about doing this podcast is that you get some people that will bring in some shit you've never ever heard of. You know what I mean? Like I've heard of Onyx. I never listened to that song before. You know, I never heard the last one, Apathy. I never heard any of that stuff. The Ghetto Boys, something that I really dig. The Easy O, I actually did like that, man. It has that old school,
for sure.
that old school feel. And what was the band you said that came out right about that same time? You said there was a specific band you pointed out that came out exactly right around that time. You said it was Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
is what
it
you
was
said.
Geffen Records.
Right.
And I think the same. I think was it Bob Templeton? No, it's a different label.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't think of his name.
Not even sure.
I feel like it was the same producer that produced Appetite for Destruction.
And then, you know, like the James Gang, and then Mudvayne. Fucking dude, Mudvayne recorded their second album in Minneapolis or in the Twin Cities, and I partied with those cats a whole bunch of times, dude. Nice. Me and Chad, they're one of their tour managers was a good friend of mine who was local sound guy, light guy around here, and I used to do a ton of shows and do security at clubs and shit. And he used to be on a tour with them, and he's a bit of a scrapper, right? So Chad and I had partied a few times together, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And apparently, when they were recording their second album, Chad went a little bonkers. He drank a bunch of Guinness one night and fucking did a bunch of blow and ran down the street butt naked. And my buddy called me up and he told me I couldn't. He goes, I don't want you partying with him anymore. He goes, the last time you partied with him, he went running down the street butt naked and we had to find him so he didn't get arrested. And I was like, okay, you know. But then he got really aggressive with it, and he's telling me, fucking, if I catch you partying with him, it's gonna be bad. And I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to, dude? What do you think this is, man? Am I supposed to be scared? And he's like, you know, I get down, you know, blah, 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 just like warning me, you know, and it was so funny because it's like he's protecting the singer of Mudvayne. You know what I'm saying? So crazy, dude. I actually told that dude from Mudvayne that I was going to break his neck one night. We were partying together, and I gave him something, and he didn't want to take it. And I told him, hey, man, I'm giving it to you as a friend, and I mean it. I want you to have this. And he looked at it, and he's like, I can't take this. And I was like, if you don't take it, I'm going to be really offended. And he's like, well, why would you get offended? And then he started getting into why I shouldn't be offended. And by the end of the conversation, he was like, you know what? I'll just take it. I'll take it. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And he took it, right?
What was it?
I can't tell you. Something bad, something probably illicit, and allegedly would get you to do funny things. But one of those experiences.
All right, I'll take it.
But yeah, the Mudvayne guy was out of hand. Chad's a good guy. Now in Damage Plan, right? No, not Damage Plan. I'm sorry.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, that's what it is. Hell yeah. Why would I say Damage Plan? That's like sacrilege, man. With the Dimebag Darrell fans.
Yep.
No. Are you a Pantera fan?
Come on.
Okay. So what do you think about the last shenanigans with Phil doing the white power thing? What do you think about that?
I didn't hear about that.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Oh my God, dude! He played a benefit for Dimebag Darrell, and
how long ago?
It was just about a month and a half ago. And afterwards, he threw up the Z Kyle and yelled to the crowd, "White power!" And since went on record saying that it was a joke between all the band members that were playing on that bill that day, and that they were drinking white wine and blah 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 blah. And Rob Flynn from Machine Head went on record saying that there was no white wine in the back and that it wasn't a joke, and that Phil Anselmo actually told him that he liked Machine Head except for the N-word years. So that's what he said to Rob Flynn. So Rob Flynn called him out, saying basically that in the metal community, it's kind of one of those things that when racism comes up, it gets pushed aside and nobody really pays attention to it. And he basically white knighted the whole situation. Rob Flynn did. I mean, he was justified in everything that he said, but at the same time, it's like he says in that same sentence that he's trying to be a better dude and that he had been guilty of it in his past and that he's trying to not be that way. And you know what I mean? Like he'd been guilty of the same thing. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, it kind of, I don't know. It didn't bother me because to be honest with you, I feel, and it doesn't, I'm not saying that I'm racially insensitive to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
We're all humans.
And to me, I think you shouldn't be ashamed to be a white dude. You know what I mean? I shouldn't be ashamed. And when people ask me what I am because I'm kind of brown, I tell them I'm Native American, I'm German, and I'm Mexican. So it's like I'm a mutt. I'm a mutt, and that's all there is to it. But when it comes to people being proud of what they are, it's like you see Native Americans say red pride. You see fucking Mexicans say brown pride. You see you see black pride. But when a white dude's proud of being what he is, he's instantly a racist. You know what I mean? It's like
historically, it's
just bad.
The KKK's done more
damage. Exactly. And that in the whole thing with the Beyonce thing at the fucking.
It should be okay to be proud. Not proud. I mean, we're just proud. Be proud to be alive. And I understand being proud of your race. It's cool.
Sure.
Your heritage and your family and where you came from. And
people take it fucking way too.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So the whole Phil Anselmo thing, you got to look it up because it's pretty comical, and it's crazy that he's
always been on edge like that, though. I mean, he's always said shit that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he kind of shit on some rap stuff a couple years back. I want to say that he was with Superdrunk Ritual at the time or something, but he had mentioned something about some rap group, and it sounded very racially biased in one way or the other, you know what I mean? But then there were years ago where he was sitting in an interview with Dimebag next to him, and he's talking about, not being that way, and he thinks that people are very small-minded and, fucked up for being that way.
Could have just been sober.
Exactly. Do you think people let their racism out when they're drinking?
I don't know. Possibly.
Yeah, fucking rednecks.
If it's there, it's there, but.
It is there. It'll always be there. We can't get away from it. Not, you know what I mean? I think that transitioning, when you see somebody that's into rap music, and people always, it's like with me, I've always been able to hear both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, I could play the heaviest. I can play some Wu-Tang, right? And I can play some Slayer in the next fucking song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it does not bother my ears. That's why I like playlists.
They're both equally as passionate to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally different style, but it's got the same feel.
Right, the same punch to it. Yeah, the same flavor to it. It freaks me out when I hear people just go fuck that rap shit, that rap crap, and it's like, dude, do you like fucking Smokey Robinson? Do you like the Temptations? Do you like any of that old Motown shit? And they're like, yeah, that's cool shit. It's like,
they don't. It's never been given a chance, obviously,
Right.
to a lot of people.
Yeah.
They hear what's what the news reports to them. They think
Right.
Justin Bieber's a rapper. Shit.
Dude, my daughter listens to so much of that stuff. It's funny. We went into Cheapo today, and she said, "Dad, can we find One Direction?" I go, "You know how to do the alphabet,
Only
right?"
if it's on vinyl.
And she goes, "Because I was going to the vinyl, and she wanted to go to the CDs." And she's like, "Dad, I want to go look for the new One Direction CD. I don't have it yet." And I go, "Well, I'm not going to buy it for you." And she goes, "Well, let's go look for it." And I walk over to the guy, and I go, "Honey, it's probably in pop," because I seen the records that had pop and rock. And I look to the left, and it's just like rock. And I look at the guy, and he goes, "Hey, can I help you find something?" And I was like ashamed to say it. I go, "Tell him what you want to find."
I'm embarrassed for you.
Yeah, and she looks at me, and she goes, "No, Dad, you tell him."
Oh no.
And I go, "One Direction." He goes, "Oh, that's in rock." And I go, "In rock?" And I started laughing, So we walk over there, and she's just all giddy about finding this thing.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Come on, Dad, let me buy it. Let me buy it." And I go, "No, nope, not gonna happen. I'm gonna go over here." So I walk over towards the records, and dude, she just pouted the whole fucking thing, just fucking cross-armed. You know what I mean? You gotta do it. You gotta tell them no every once in a while, right?
Was it CD?
Yeah, it was a CD. Yeah.
It was in the rock section. Though.
Yeah, your rock section.
I could see that.
Yes.
I wasn't, but yeah, just buy it.
Because I said
But-
pop. I said pop. I go pop, and he goes, "There's no pop. It's just contemporary
Pop
or rock."
slash
Yeah,
rock,
right. So I was going, "Oh Jesus, you got to be kidding me," So it sends me to the rock area, and I'm just going, "Man, fucking disgrace."
What store was this?
Cheapo, right over here in Blaine. Yeah,
That
Coon
does-
Rapids.
That one doesn't count though.
Yeah, it's funny, man, because she'll listen to like Clutch. You like Clutch at all?
I've heard a little bit here and there. And it's one group I've been meaning to check out. Yeah.
You want to sample some? That drummer right there is fucking Jean-Paul Gaster is amazing, dude.
I gotta put it on my list.
Oh yeah, Clutch. I can show you some cool shit, dude. I can give you a bunch of shit if you want to. But yeah, man. So we were talking about off the air about how people can get a hold of your stuff. How can people find the MC Rentz stuff? Some of the older stuff. How can they get in your catalog at all?
Most of my shit's on. I think it's mcrentz.com. I think that links to the Bandcamp. I got all my records there, all my solo records. I mean, pretty much any platform you can think of, you can find MC Rentz, Bloody Boombox.
So you can go on iTunes, any of that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's badass, dude.
Instagram.
How about
I like to dabble in the photography too. So
yeah, just take pictures of you screaming into a microphone or playing keys or what? Dude, I take
lots of random shit.
I take
Lots of random
fucking
shit,
slide shots of like my computer, my keyboard, and shit in the background. I do that, microphones, all that stupid shit. I do all of that shit. Instagram's good like that. I don't know.
I love Instagram.
It's either that or your food. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
or chicks with big boobs. I like to look at that on Instagram too.
Or a pretty leaf in the lake
Right.
with the water rippling. You don't see that?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely, man. Yeah, you know Jimmy Don?
Yes.
Yeah. James Sabansky.
James Sabansky?
Yeah. He's a pretty good photographer. I like to see some of his shit sometimes. He's been out there a little while. I've known that dude for a long, long time.
That's why I asked if you had that logo that it looked like some of his work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I went and hung out with him one day and went to his studio, and he had a pretty cool setup at one time, and I left the place.
10th and Stillwater or something over in the east side there.
No, he had one over off of Century and 94 right there. There's like those the white.
Oh, yep.
By it looks like a hotel. I think there is a hotel
right next
over
to the country in there.
Yep. Yeah, he had a little spot back there.
Yep.
Pretty fucking cool, dude. And I went in there one day and we did some video shit, and he was editing a bunch of shit. And I left, and he did an Outside the Murder thing with the St. Paul background on it and shit.
Oh, nice.
Really cool. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, I've never had any issues with the fella.
Yeah. Good guy. I had him on the
first show I ever played, actually legitimately played, was with him out in La Crosse, him and Liquid Assassin.
Nice.
My old group, Lyrical Pedestrians.
Nice. What other groups have you been in, man? Besides, just doing your solo stuff.
After Lyrical Pedestrians was Ruthless. It's me and a couple other guys rapping. Split production time. After that, because I was all part of the Lunatics crew.
Right.
After we disbanded, then I started Bloody Boombox, and
right.
I had Definition of Dope, which was a metal group we had cooking for a little while from like, I'd say 09 to about 2011, late 11. A couple of years we were cooking.
Who are you? Any musicians? Any shout outs for musicians that you're jamming with in that thing? Who was that?
Well, Definition of Dope, yeah, that was M-Bag on guitars, Jim Gnarly bass, Scotty C on drums. M-Bag's played around a lot of groups. You might have heard him before.
Right.
He shreds. He shreds. I miss playing that live, having that live element. It was fun. We just kind of didn't see eye to eye, and
that shit happens.
I tried reconnecting after a while, but it just didn't happen. People go their own direction. Yeah, it happens, exactly.
Yeah, dude.
That's why I was asking what you play. I'm like, I want to start jamming again. I want to start creating that. I miss that so much.
Right.
Shit.
Yeah, man, I feel you there. That band I was talking about that played X Fest that I was in, Sublevel. I've been trying to get just one or two shows out of them, you know. And there was a brother, bass player, and his younger brother. When we were jammed together, we were all in our late 20s, early 30s, and these kids were 16, 17 years old. The drummer and the guitar player, right? Yeah. And these guys were fucking phenomenal. The guitar player stayed up all night, learned 6 songs, and came in and played the songs like he had, wrote the motherfuckers the next day, right? And it's my buddy, my bass player's brother, and just trying to get that shit back together. It's just like pulling teeth, man. We all went different directions. We were all fucked up in one way or another. Got on each other's nerves. We did a little bit. We did a bunch of shows together and played. I mean, we opened for Mudvayne a couple times, so it's cool. We played a lot of cool shows.
I feel like I might have seen you back in the day. Like I'm assuming you played like the Quest opening.
Oh yeah,
yep.
Oh yeah, a bunch of times. Yeah,
that's where we got our first big break too. We opened for Vanilla Ice.
Nice, dude. I was there. I was doing security at that show.
Really?
Yeah, when he started metal.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at that show.
No, it was when he had I think it was right after that, like 03, maybe 04. He had a live drummer.
Yes,
you were there too.
I was there. Yeah.
After that, I thought I was gonna be rich.
Yeah.
Like, this is our chance.
Right.
I never gave him my CD, and here we are.
Yeah, dude.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
You know what, man? That whole giving your CD stuff out, man. The Sublevel stuff went really far, dude. Mikey Doling he used to play with Soulfly, played in a band called Snot. Yep. Mikey Doling saw us play in the Ascot room above the small room at the Quest, and dude handed our shit to Happy Walters, the guy who signed Korn and his label at Hollywood Records, and then Danny Nizell who was the manager of Slipknot at the time. He handed our shit to Roadrunner, and they came and did a showcase with us. Our stuff got passed to Interscope through Fred Durst was going around to each record radio station, and he was letting the metal stations, he'd say, give us your top 10 local bands in town. So we did a showcase for those guys.
That's
awesome. We did all of this
cool
cool
shit.
shit.
Man. I want to hear it now.
So fucking crazy.
I fucking love it.
And to bring it back to what you were talking about is when you reach them differences with people, and then you move apart. You do your own thing. Everybody kind of grows as a musician, or they give it up. And those two, the guitar player and the drummer of my old band, they basically just gave it up. Well, I mean, the guitar player still plays, but the drummer, he doesn't play anymore. Has a couple kids, and I was like, dude, we got to get together and play one last show. And he's like, I'm not playing with a guitar player. Guitar player says, I'm not. The younger brother says he won't even talk to me. Bass player, he's just, he's a good guy, but he's like, I don't think I want to play with any of these guys now, And dude, I got people actually, texting me. I've got a guy that's been on my ass for 4 months to send him the Sublevel tracks. I'm like, I don't even have any like hard copies. I don't even know where they are. We made a fucking 1,000 of them, and they're gone. People will call me and go, dude, I found this in Cheapo. It'll be that album right there. Just fucking, they found it, and then nothing but. Yeah, whatever. Enough about me.
God, keep going.
No, it's.
I like it. I want to hear it. Man.
Now, when you released the stuff, did you do all your stuff hard copies? Are there a lot of things like shit that you would never even think about that you remembering that you did? Is there stuff out there that just floating around? I mean, dude, I got a cassette tape that I made. You know what I mean? Like,
I think 06 was my first official solo album, and that right away we did 1,000 copies, and everything since then was pressed, and we had merchandise to go with it, and flyers, and the whole shebang.
It's right there though, man. When you're doing it, isn't it crazy when you get a good rush and you're selling a bunch of shit and you're like, for sure, man, people are gonna hear this shit.
This is it. I played for 300 people at the Rock. I'm gonna be famous.
Fuck yeah, dude. We played X Fest, right? 2000. We opened the shit. Nobody knew who we were. We had a good time. Dude, we were on Channel 9, Channel 5. Awesome. We were in the fucking newspaper, all this shit, right?
Yep.
The next show, we played at Cabs on the east side. You know how many people there, dude? It was
15,
like fucking, dude, it was like 4 bands and their girlfriends and their friends, dude. There was probably maybe 75 people there, maybe. But then we went to the Quest and fucking, dude, it's you know, I think we held a record for a local band all the way through the night. We headlined 598 people in there, and we held that main floor. Nice. We held that fucking record until Skywine came back from California, and they beat us by 3 or 4 people, dude. But it was awesome, it was like 2 or 3 years we held that record.
Good time.
You know, that was good shit.
Fill it back to the third or fourth pillar.
Yeah, yeah, dude. That's good shit, man.
We crowd surf for Christ's sake.
Yeah, dude.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that shit don't happen anymore. That's what's so crazy, man. When you're at a rap show, I mean, there's got to be better attendance than metal shows, dude. There's got to be a ton.
It's the last few years have been rough.
Really,
it's been fucking rough.
Really, I mean, it's been the same way for. I mean, every scene. It's like a lot of the guys that I hang out with, we do a lot of shows at the club underground. It's small enough to where when you get 75 to 100 people in there, it fucking feels packed, and you can feel the energy. Yep. I remember playing the 7th Street Entry and packing that place out and just being like, you could feel everybody breathing in that motherfucker, you know, when you're throwing down and people are right there. And then you get in the main room and you're just like, holy shit, you know. I still have friends to this day have never played the main room at First Avenue, you know what I'm saying? Shit. It's amazing.
It is. A couple times I did, it was sold out. It wasn't obviously for me, but
dude, when that fucking screen goes up,
yep,
you're just like, oh shit. Everybody's played up on that bitch. You know what I mean? Everybody, dude. You see the stars on the side of that building, dude. And my dick was hard when I went up there the first time. It's insane.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd ever even play it. Yeah. At that point.
What was it like the first time you went up there, dude? Were you just in awe?
It felt right.
Yeah.
It felt right. I'm like, this is what I've been working for.
Just kind of dancing around, hugging yourself. Like,
probably one of the best performances ever.
Dude, I got down and kissed the stage. I was like, this is it, man. Like you said, dude, this is it. I'm here. This is the one, man. Yep. Up with the shit. You motherfuckers ready to go? You know? It's fucking getting crazy, dude. Hell yeah. With hip hop though, man, it's got to be it's you know, with metal, you it's so hard to get the people fucking, you know, swaying and you know, that the beats with shit, man, you can really get people. I love to see people dancing. I've always been,
that's the thing. Like, yeah, you got to go to the right show to have the right type of music for people to even move at all these days. And that's why I want to get back into metal, because that's the last time I remembered people really getting into it.
Right. Yeah, like you said though, man. The last few years, man, it's been dwindling like a motherfucker. You just got to get
everybody. It seems.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. There's a lot of good bands out there, man. I don't know. You know much about Nuisance at all?
Oh yeah.
Those cats are fucking, they're solid.
I got Vince on my next record I'm working on. So.
Nice, man. Really cool cat. I've known that dude for a really, really long time, too.
That song on that shit.
Yeah. Vince is good shit. You know much about Blue Felix or Emergent? You ever heard of Emergent?
Yep.
They're fucking excellent fucking band right there, man. I just actually
heard their music yet.
Dude, it's you know, it's pretty poppy, but it's still heavy, and they've got, I mean, it's radio rock for sure, but it's heavy.
Well, that's why it's working.
It's good, man. They're doing something right, man.
That's cool.
They're fucking singers on point, dude. Their guitar players are really good. Their drummers, they're a solid band, man.
Nice.
And I mean, there's like you said, man. We talked about this throughout the podcast. That how many talented people there are in the Twin Cities, man. There's a fuckload.
There's a fuckload.
Yeah.
But for every one of those, there's 10 artists that you're
fuckloads.
Like,
yeah.
Painfully fuckloads.
Yeah, there's a lot, man. I mean, when I started the station, you know, like I sent a lot of emails out and shit about the podcast, like to record labels and saying, hey, man, I would love to play your stuff on here. If you're willing to give me some samples, I will definitely take it. And let me tell you what, dude, out of the 30 to 40 record labels, indie labels that I get shit from, I mean, I can't even keep up with the shit that I'm getting, but I will get some European black metal shit that sounds like they recorded it on a fucking boombox in a fucking, you know, and they're all wedged in a fucking bathroom, you know, that rattly, just, bathroom fucking echo and shit. You know what I mean? Just so horrible. And I play one song of it. I'm not putting that on nothing, man. Nobody wants to hear that shit. And it sucks because I want to support the shit. It's underground as underground gets. But man, if my ears aren't feeling it, I'm like, nah, dude, you gotta go. I'm sorry, man.
Gotta protect the name, man.
Yeah. I like obscure shit.
Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. You know what? This is the thing is, man, is when we talked about Nate, when Nate said, "Hey, dude, it's good," because he's like, "I'm not into that stuff, but I know that you are." He's like, he's my buddy. This is something, if you can get into it, I want to give it to you, to somebody who's going to get into it. I put it in right away, dude. The puff cut is the shit. I played the puff cut fucking last week. I played that on my my local podcast. I played that, and then I played it again. I played the whole album fucking last night or the night before. Yeah. So it's like, I wanted to hear it all before I interviewed you, actually, and I put it all in there. But I'll tell you what, that puff cut's the shit, dude. It cracks me up every time. It's good all the way through, dude. I dig that shit. Man. Yeah, for sure. So it's not like I'm you know what I mean? I've had a lot worse of shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying yours is bad. I'm just saying that, it's this chick actually kind of got offended. She sent me some. A lot of people do this though. I'll say, submit some stuff. So they'll contact me on Facebook and they'll go. I had a dude the other day say, "What is it exactly you do? I see you promote a lot of stuff, right?" And so I kind of asked around to a couple people who this guy is, and I go, he goes, "Are you a promoter? Are you a musician? Whatever. What do you do?" And I go, "That's a good question." That's what I said to him. I'm like, "Okay, man. Well, yeah, I got a radio show. I got this. I got that. I'm a father. I mean, what do you want me to tell you, dude? You know what I'm saying?"
Getting the music out there.
So he goes, instantly people will go, "Here, check this out," and they'll send me a link to something, and I always go, "Dude, just submit it because I'll put it on the station. If it's good, I'll fucking throw it on there, So then he's like, "Here, check this out. And this chick sent me a link the other day, and no disrespect if she's listening, I hope she understands, but when you get somebody that sends you the links, you're making me, I've already got enough shit going on. I can't just sit down and, like, if you're going to send it to me and I'm going to email, I'm going to take the email, I'm going to download it to my shit, I'm going to click it, I'm going to listen to it. Yeah. But if I got to go to your site and listen to it, and then you're not going to give me anything to play on the station, I'm not supporting you other than giving you click. So it's like a clickbait site. You know what I mean? Like, "Hey, dude, go to my site." So you click the site. All you're getting is like a counter saying you had one more like or one more person go to your site. It's like,
makes them feel better at night, though.
I know that attention is that
he sleeps better.
Yeah,
you're supporting a good thing, man.
Yeah, just giving you a like. I'd rather have the music so I can play it, so people want to check it out. So, yeah, dude, it's my pleasure to have you on, man, and my pleasure to support. And dude, I don't know a lot of rappers. I don't know a lot of people that make beats. I don't know that many people because all of my end is all pretty much metal. So when I hear,
there's not a whole lot of cats touching what I do with the metal aspects.
Right.
I mean, you got a good first connect.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. And Jimmy Don's the same way too. James is like, I've known him. He's seen me in one of my first bands, and it's like I've known him for fucking ever, dude. Yeah. And he's like, dude, he's doing, we talk about vinyl all the fucking time too, So it's like I connect with that dude really, really well, nice. So when he's playing Slayer on our podcast that we did together, and then he's playing, all kinds of various rap and throwing shit out there. It's like I want to get
type of shit,
different. I want to get different, people in here and groups in here that are gonna fucking, get something out of it and try to, all I want to do is support and, get people to hear the shit. So if anybody else is, go check out MC Rentz. Where can they reach you? MCRentz.com, is that what you said?
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
all social platforms.
MCRentz.com, bloodyboombox.com, Google.com, Google Pete Rentz eats tortilla chips. You might find something interesting. I don't know. I don't know.
Is there a video that we need to talk about, bro?
No, just throwing shit out there.
Do you have any videos out there? What kind of videos you got?
A metric shit ton.
Yeah.
Bunch of them. Yeah, let's go.
Did you do a bunch of silly videos too, man? I think fucking Jeremy was.
I've had a few here and there. Check Facebook, Instagram. I have my moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. M.C.Rentz.
There you go, man. There you go. We've got two more songs before we head out here. We've got another MC Rentz song that's Red featuring M-Bag. Is that what it says?
Yeah, my man M-Bag shredding on the guitar.
Nice.
Yep, I made the
and
beat.
what's that one all about?
That almost got play on colors. When you're almost blackout, where you're so mad you're seeing red.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Hell yeah. I've been there a few times.
Yeah. I think every man has.
I think every woman has too. I think they see that
They
shit.
see some different color, man. It ain't red. It's like some
mauve. Yeah.
It's like rainbow stars,
right?
With mauve and blood.
It's sprinkles.
Sprinkles.
Yep. Some fucking glitter.
We love the ladies, though.
Yes, we do. I want to choke them half the time, but yeah. No, I
3/4.
All right, maybe. Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
And then what was the last one? We've got GBB.
Oh, yeah. Working on a little side project with my man Citizen. It's called Green Bottle Blue.
And what's
This is an exclusive, never been heard before song.
Oh, shit.
So when nice. Tuning in first
Look
time.
At that. I appreciate that. And you'll be able to hear this podcast, too, just so people know. I'm a little backed up, so it'll be, I'm at 120. I just dropped here on the 19th of February, 120. And then we'll do 121, which is Ebony and Ivory. And then 122 is the local podcast that I did with my buddy Gooch and my buddy Stark. And then we're 123 here with MC Rentz. So make sure keep checking on Facebook, Ritual Madness Podcast on Facebook. I always post them on there, or you can go ritualmadnesspodcast.com. They'll always be up there as well. There's a little episode tab, and that'll have all the flyers that I make for all that stuff. It'll link right to where you can just play it from the site. I appreciate you coming in, man. It was fucking excellent.
I genuinely appreciate you having me, man.
Cool, man. Good. I'm glad you had a good time. We'll play some tunes and we'll be out of this piece. Anything else? Do you want to? Anything you want to push? Anything? You got any shows come up? Are you doing anything?
No,
live?
No shows until, like I said, the side project Green Bottle Blue coming out in springish, summerish. Just about done mixing, mastering, and it'll be on bloodyboombox.com. Nice. Be available for sale. For purchases. Yes. So all the stuff that you've done, though, a lot of the stuff, like I said, we'll just recant on this deal. Retouch on it. So iTunes, all that stuff. They can find you all over the place. Anywhere, man.
Check it out, folks.
Check it.
Support the underground, man. So some hardcore rap. Good Minnesota talent, man. There's so much of it here. We touched on that throughout the podcast. So many good fucking talented people in this state, for God's sakes.
It's fun. It makes it fun.
And don't forget to check all the show notes as well. That'll have all of the songs that we played on the podcast. And don't forget, we are on YouTube as well. 121 is up there. 122 will be up there very soon. And 123. Folks, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it very much. Like I said, ritualmadnesspodcast.com, iTunes and Stitcher, Ritual Madness Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Rick.com.
That's it, man. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Have a good night, and peace out.
Hey.
city. It's nasty, ridiculous. This fresh shit'll put you in a trance like a hypnotist. I'm so slicker with a pitcher full of whiskey sipping. These suckers talk, but then they frontin' and they're quickly dipping. The saturated rap game has got a player tripping. You got like 10 rappers rapping, I can't pay attention. So I just follow my conscience through the great invention. No worry, no obsession, chillin' in my own dimension. What? Cannabis sativa got me lifted now. Bitch, you're so soft, I'll land on top you when I hit the ground. A different sound, bloody boombox, put it down. Never seen it coming, cause it's truly from the underground. These talking back whack rappers better fact check. I'm soldier marching on them fools while they half step. I'm a passionate motherfucker till my last breath. You're thinking that I smashed on you, I ain't even slapped yet.
It's gorgeous, kick back, chillin', getting torched up. Solid, I built my fortress. I'm king of the castle and a master of my domain.
It's a Rainbird. Blah, blah. I'm rock like an octopus. Brains got 8 tentacles. Typically slimy with a dead eye. Melons like chemicals. I'm back attack on the matter of time before we derail. Again, sinning for my feeding with the triple beam scale. Pretty powders leave a trail of evidence. Truth always prevails. Champions always win. I piss in excellence. Shitting on your bum raps. Swing like a pendulum. More twisted than your blunt raps. You know what they try to be. So cut it out. Knock it off. I tend to react violently. The homie set it up. I knock it out the park. On some Mickey Man and shit like telling dogs. Not to walk. I gotta rap. Like Pat St. Jack's. Gotta slap Vanna's ass. I'm standing naked on the corner of Margaret and 7th Ave in an ambulance yelling out with a black out.
It's gorgeous, kick back, chillin', getting torched up. Solid, I built my fortress. I'm king of the castle and a master of my domain. And it's gorgeous, kick back, chillin', getting torched up. Solid, I built my fortress. I'm king of the castle and a master of my domain.
Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual Madness Podcast.